taking notes on that twice. Guys, if your line is going down, it's a negative slope. It's negative. If your slope is negative, if the number is negative, then you know your line comes down. Some of you did not know that on the quiz. You have a negative slope over here, and guess what your line is doing? Going up. I didn't even have to look at the numbers or how you graphed it. I saw that line going up, big old fat X. You have got to, remember the first day we learned slope, I said, guys, does everybody understand why I'm saying this is going down? Look, reading left to right, that's going down. That's negative. So the number for the slope is negative. So if you don't have a negative slope over here in the equation, you're wrong already. Okay? I'm going to pick these 2 points right there. I'm going to the left, how many? 10. That's negative 10. You may have done something different. Let's do mine. And that's going up 25. So to get the slope, you're going to go 25 over negative 10, which is negative 2.5. And the reason I'm going to do that is because what does the slope represent? What does the slope represent? The money per coffee. Guys, it's the money per coffee. Okay? So I know y equals negative 2.5x because that is linear. So if it's linear, guys, come up here and write this. Y equals mx plus b. If it's linear, you know that you can write that equation. And that equation is called slope-intercept form. Somebody explain to me why it's called slope-intercept. David. There you go. A no-brainer, isn't it? So it's the slope-intercept form. M is the slope. M is the slope. What's B? Okay, and so what is the y-intercept? 25. So let's think about this, what this equation means. Let's think about this a minute. What did they start with on their debit card, on the gift card? $25. And what happened every time they bought a coffee? There you go. So every time they bought a coffee, they lost $2.50 off of it. Good. Look at page 132 at the top. We're skipping a bunch of problems. Okay, I found the best problems in here. Yes, thank you. Okay, look at number 5. Guess what I did yesterday? Forgot to turn the recorder off. I came back in here after lunch. Yeah, to do my 5th period, and I looked up there and I thought, why is that number still going? Because I had been recording for 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Whoa.
So I recorded all during conference, all during my lunch, all during everything. So I had to go back and delete. Okay, now look at number 5. It's plugged in. Harry's weekly allowance varies. When I saw varies, I thought, oh, varies directly. No. Depending on the number of chores he does. He received 16 in allowance. The week he did 12. 14 for 8. Write an equation for his allowance in slope-intercept form. Okay? So, the first thing we need to do is make us an H chart. To put the information on there. We don't have a graph, so we need to make an H chart. But tell me this. What is going to depend on what in this situation? The chores depend on his allowance? Yeah, well, his allowance depends on how many chores he does. Okay, so he gets to choose how many chores. And the money depends on how many chores. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's fill in. So 12 chores is $16, and 8 chores is $14. Correct? Okay, now, how in the world am I going to find slope? Some of us don't know how to do this on a graph. Daniel? No. No. Okay. Some of us are mixed up on that. Thank you for saying. I'm glad you mentioned that. Listen, when we divide y by x, what are we finding? Not the slope. The constant proportionality. Now, if we know it's proportional, we can do that to get the slope. They're the same. But we don't know if this is proportional yet. So to find, Madison, tell me, how do you get the slope? Good. Changing y over changing x. You can, yes, the rate of change. You can always get the change in y over the change in x. So what is that change? And -2, huh? And what happens here? -4. Good. I wrote it like that on purpose. I could have flipped those numbers and where it'd be positive, but I decided to make it a little different. So what am I going to put over here? -2 over, and that equals negative. Why is it positive? 2 negatives when you divide and multiply. Yeah. So I know that y equals 1/2 x. Are we all understanding? We're writing it in this form. Okay, y equals mx plus b. That's the slope-intercept form. So 1/2 is our slope. Now we got to find the y-intercept. We could count down to 0, and it wouldn't be that hard. But look how easy this is. 1/2 x. So 1/2 times 12 is what? Half of 12. 6. 6 plus what gives me 16? 10. Now let's see if it works here. Half of 8.
4.
And 4 plus 10? 4 plus 10? 14. Good. So we know that y equals 1/2 x plus 10. Correct? So what's the y-intercept? 10. So let's talk about this a minute. What in the world happened? How does he get paid his money? What happened? Y represents money. The money he gets. So this is money plus money. Money plus money. There you go. If he starts to do cheese, he'll get $10 allowance. Then he's going to get 50 cents. So really, we probably should have changed that to 0.50. So we can know, I mean, half a dollar. Everybody knows half a dollar is 50 cents. But he's going to get $10 for allowance plus 50 cents for every chore. Pretty good deal. Does that make sense? Guys, we not only have to know how to write the equation for like information like this, but we have to know what the equation stands for. Sometimes they give you the information like an equation, and you have to pick what the 10 stands for, what the 1/2 stands for, what it represents. And that's just as important. So everybody getting that? Okay. Now page 133. Pay attention. We're going to do 7, 8, 9. Then you're going to do one just like it on the next page. Look at number 7. And it's, I did this, I love this graph. They put a good one on here. Because it looks a little different than what we've been doing. What quadrant is that? Thank you. It's quadrant 4. It's quadrant 4. No big deal. This is your x still, and this is your y. It's just down below. Y goes down below. No big deal. No change. This is your x, and this is going to be your y. Go label it for me. It says use the graph to find the slope of the line. M equals. So let's go do rise over run. Hey, you know what? I'm going to pick that point and that point. Mine's kind of light, and I'm not sure about where they are, so I know those for sure. So I'm going to go over. Oh, wait a minute. Slope is what? Wait, slope is what? Slope, yeah, M, but slope is positive or negative? Do y'all want to see a grown lady cry right here? Guys, look. It's positive. It's the plane is taking off. It's taking off. It's positive. Plane. Positive. It's going up. It's going up. So I already know that I got to get a positive number right here. What is it going over? Yay. It's going up. It can't go up negative 10. It can go up 10, but it can't go up negative 10. Guys, if it's going up, it's positive. If you go to the right, it's positive. If you go up, it's positive. So what's it going up? 10. Guys, that should not have even been a discussion. Everybody should have said 10. Look, every line, every mark is 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We've been doing this too long. Too many of these. Come on now. So what am I going to write over here? 10 over 80, which reduces to 1/8. So what does it mean? What does 1/8 mean? 1 what? Yeah, no, 1 what? $1, 1 feet, 1 meter, 1 meter. Guys, hey, Earth of people, Y is meter. Y's on top. Changing Y over changing X. So 1 meter for what? What does the 8 stand for? Seconds. Because seconds is your X. Yeah, I know, but identify the y-intercept. Thank you. And what does that negative 10 represent? What does it mean? 10 meters below, yes, the surface, right? Below surface of water. It's 10 meters below, or we could put negative 10, but he starts, the diver starts 10 meters below the surface. You've got to know what that stands for. Okay, now so our equation's going to be easy. What are we going to write? 1/8 x. Everybody should have known that, huh? Hey, we've got the parts right here. We've got M, and B is your y-intercept. Hey, Earth people. Okay, turn to page 134. Circle 12, 13, 14. Okay, you're going to do those 3. Then turn to 137, all the way to 137. And circle 4 and 5. 4 and 5. So you're going to do 5 problems. Go. No, don't tear them out. No. Okay, on number 12. Everybody stop what you're doing and let's go ahead and check, okay? What was the amount of the initial deposit? That was easy, wasn't it? Find the slope. So I did those 2 points. So you go over how many? 2, huh? And then you go up how many? 1,000. Because that's 1,000. So 1,000. So the slope is 1,000 over 2, which is Just 500. Don't put 500 over 1. Put 500. And the y-intercept is 1,000. So the equation is y equals 500x. Is it all coming together now, I hope? Everything that we've been learning for 5 weeks should be, we're putting it together. Now we've got to know how to read story problems and all that and put it in slope. And I'm looking at a graph and doing all that. Okay, look on number 137. Oh, wait, what does that mean? What does that mean? He started with what? $1,000 and did what? Put $500 every month. Dollars per month. Okay, good deal. Okay, 137. Number 4. We've got to put it in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So we're going to go up. What does that go up? 150, and that goes up 2. We're not trying to prove it's linear. They're telling us it's linear. So we don't have to go do all of them. That's nice, because they're telling us, hey, it's linear. Go write a slope-intercept form equation for it. So m equals what? 150 over 2, which is? 75. So $75 per computer. Yeah, sold. So y equals 75x. But we need to get the y-intercept. Guys, there's no 0 here. Yesterday on the quiz, some of y'all had a 0 here, and y'all went and counted to 0. That didn't make any sense. We could count to 0, but there's another way to do it, and I usually do it this way most of the time. I come over here and write the equation, 75x. Now, some of you might need to go do an H chart if you get OCD about it. But 75 times 4 is what? 300. Are y'all right? 75 times 4? 300 plus what gives me 550? Oh, no, that's the wrong bell. That's the wrong bell. We got a couple of minutes. Okay, so plus 250. So 75 times 6 plus 250 is 700. So it's going to be plus 250. So he gets paid what? $250 a week plus $75 for every computer he sells. Okay, number 5, what happens here? Well, wait a minute. Yeah, so it'll be 5, and that goes up 10. Again, we're not trying to prove anything. So, okay, so the slope is 5 over 10. Now, we're talking about cost. Okay, that's the cost per mile. So let's change that to 0.50 since it's the cost per mile. So y equals 0.50x plus, now look, guys, on this one it's easy to count back to 0 because you go back 10, you're at 0. You go back 5, it's 40. So $40, they're going to pay $40 to rent the van plus what? 50 cents. X is the miles. Okay? Good. Now look on 138. Look on page 138. Okay, before I ever start this equation, God bless you, on number 1, what do I know? Tell me what I know. They already give us a y-intercept, don't they? It's shining right there. I mean, it's like flashing light bulb. Okay, close your book. Now it's time. Go. Yeah, I know it. I planned it that way.